What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to PlayStation Generation episode 18. My name is Matt, and I'll be your host for today's events. I'm joined, as always, by the great one himself, Mr. Court Lalonde. What's up?
Hey, buddy. What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. I've even played video games this weekend.
Ooh.
It was weird. I finished a game this weekend. I can't talk about it, but I finished it.
Double shocked.
Actually, I finished it this morning. Sorry. It's not this weekend.
I am utterly shocked, blown away, and happy for you.
Thank you.
PlayStation Hokage also in the building. What's up, Bryce?
What's good, everybody? Good to be here. Good to see your lovely faces. I got a haircut.
I can see that. It looks like we'd ski or die. Like you can surf on your hair.
Yeah. There's a lot of volume today.
That's good.
I really wanted to make sure because I was looking like a caveman last week. So to anyone who was viewing it,
I'm in that state this week.
You looked tired and disheveled last week. This week you look refreshed.
Yeah. It's because wifey's birthday week is over now.
Feel that.
Dude, I'm about to be in you can't hear me. I'm about to be in hell.
No.
Yeah, no, be honest. I'm being honest. I love everything, but I'm about to do everything for 3 months.
You're shouldering it all.
Yeah, you're going to be the Atlas of your household.
That you know what? What does that mean?
Holding up the world.
Thank you.
Thank you. Atlas to me is just
No, Atlas, the dude who has the world on his back. Yeah. Wow, did I just make a reference that wasn't anime related that Court didn't get?
I thought it was, so that's what I was going with. I'm like, is that a Persona thing that he's going with?
No.
Atlas.
That's a classic myth thing.
But for you, that's where you go. So I was like,
Curveball,
I was like, it could be that, but it could be some sort of anime thing that I don't care about. So I was just I want to make sure.
I have glasses now. I am an intellectual.
Fair enough. I can do that too. Hold on. I'll be intellectual with you.
I am.
And then I can see Rice better because everything's blurry lately.
I'm a very smart man. I make references to myth and legend, and that's what I do now. Those are my new touch points.
Look, everything looks clearer now. Rice is going to join the club. We can be. We can be nerds.
Where the
spectacles? These are more. Oh, there.
Let's see him. Oh, hell!
Look at us!
Yeah. Look at us aging. On this week's show, we're going to be talking Marvel Rivals. We're going to talk about some PSVR2 stuff, Astro Bot, Concord, and a whole lot more. So prepare thyselves to dive into a world of PlayStation. But before we do all that, let's talk a little bit. Court, you said you played some video games.
Yes, I did that and watch movies this weekend. I've been playing Marvel Rivals, so we'll get into that. And I'll be honest, the other game I can't talk about. It's under embargo.
Oh, cool.
But I finished it today. And I really liked it. That's all I can say.
And I'm curious. Text me.
And I played with my daughter. She played the game with me.
There you go. Okay. Yes, I do remember what you were playing now. We're gonna move past that. We'll come back around to Rivals in a sec. Rice, my dude, what's been on your plate besides that chimichanga?
Besides Destiny 2, I've been playing a little bit outside of PlayStation. Actually,
boo!
I know.
If you say Xbox, I'm gonna slap you.
No, I've been playing the NES championships. The World NES
That's sexy. Is that good?
It's pretty fun, man. They're little, very, very little challenges in classic games that we all know and love, and literally 5 to 10 seconds to complete. But there are so many of them that I can't help but just because they're so short, and then you want to beat your own record, and there's a rewind feature anyway. So there's you could play for hours. So I've been on that for a bit.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm happy for you. I also strayed off of the PlayStation for a bit this past week because Dungeons of Hinterberg came out on Xbox, and I loved it. It's beautiful. I love the art style. It's like comic pop art. It's about a woman that goes on a slaycation to the mountains of Hinterberg, where magic has come alive in the last few months, and it's become a tourist destination. It plays like old school Zelda with its dungeon design and kind of it's running around and action combat. And then it has a Persona style social sim on top of that, where you hang out with people after you go through the dungeons. I really loved it. The combat's a lot of fun. The world is beautiful. The social sim side was just really done well. It was just a grand old time. I've been playing the crap out of Marvel Rivals, but we'll pin that just for a sec. And then what else? I'm continuing my playthrough through Daybreak. Not at the end yet, but I'm getting there. And then I also picked up and have started my journey into Pacific Drive. It is a game that I've been like eyeing since February, since launch, and I was always kind of like, I need this in the right time and space. Because from everything that I saw, people are like, if you vibe with it, you will really vibe with it. But it is kind of cumbersome and clunky by design, with the amount of work that you have to put into your car all the time. And I'm really liking it. I've been up till like 3 or 4 in the morning for weeks now with the little one, going through some sleep regression, and it's like a perfect late night vibey game where I just, run around, collect materials, drive, make my car better, fix my car up, deal with some supernatural stuff. I'm really liking it. It's on sale either right now or it was just on sale, like $15 off, and I was like, that seems like a good trigger, a good point to pull the trigger. So I've really been enjoying it, but I have been obsessed with Marvel Rivals. It has consumed me entirely. And so before I pop off, Court, you've been playing a bit of it too. Not really a Court game, so I'm kind of curious to hear what your thoughts are on it.
So I even hopped back in today again. I just finished 3 rounds before we started. I find it to be slow.
Okay,
that's one thing. And I think that's more, I said this to someone else and they're like, well, that's kind of what these Overwatch type games are, where you're working as a team. That's the other thing. I find if you're not playing with a group of people, it's very tough. And that's, for me right there, cuts off the barrier to entry.
Who have you been using?
Spidey, Star-Lord, Magneto, and Storm.
You're picking some tough characters to play with.
Really? I did. Okay, what are the easy
ones? Spidey is probably the most difficult character to use in the game.
I tried Venom as well. Venom I did not like.
Venom's easier to use. Mantis is really fun to use, and she's super simple. Like she's a fun healer. Punisher is pretty straightforward and also just kicks ass and mows through people.
Every time I play, someone takes him right away, and I've wanted to use him every single. And I don't want to be that guy that has the same, because I've also noticed that you just end up everybody picking the same. I'm like, oh, no,
you can't.
No, not same. I mean, like same type of character.
Yes, right. Yeah, like DPS characters or whatever. Venom I actually think is a pretty easy tank to use. Hulk is a lot of fun and pretty easy to use. Like Star-Lord is like hits hard, but he goes down in an instant.
So I've had great rounds with him, like unbelievable, where like 11 kills in a row and I'm not going down. I got MVP once.
Hell yeah.
I've played the game. It's just, it's not, I'd rather go play the Division 2. Like I'm not
fair.
When the game comes out, I have zero ambition to buy this game right now. It says that my play clock that I played just a little over an hour, which is fine. I know maybe some people will say that I'm not giving it at all, but I don't think I have time for a game like that.
Right.
I just don't see it. Like I hop in and I'm like, oh, is there anything else I can play?
Does it being free to play do anything for you in terms of coming back to it when it
launches?
Launches?
It would be like if you guys are playing and you're like, hey, I'll have it downloaded, hop in, play with you guys. But I don't think it would be any game that I would ever go back by myself to play. And I think the other game that I was playing, that I'm playing, or was whatever we want to call it, I wanted to go back to that so badly. So that could be something, because we got thanks to the team over there, we got the codes for Marvel Rivals, and it was great to hop in. But as soon as I got the code for the other game, I'm like, and then I started playing. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going. Like I was in it. Like I was just kept going back. Like this game that I am reviewing right now, I dropped college football to play, and I haven't played any. Like I played a couple of rounds of college football on the weekend to get my ultimate team still going, which is still not clicking for me, but that part of it. But Marvel Rivals, I had zero ambition to go back until this morning. I'm like, well, I guess I got to play it more because we're going to talk about it. Otherwise, no.
I, on the other hand, am absolutely loving it. I was a huge OG Overwatch fan in the first like 6 to 8 months that it was out. I was playing a lot by myself. I was playing a lot with a lot of friends. Like we had like a 6.
Yeah, you played by yourself.
Yeah, I played by myself. And I really loved it. So coming into Marvel Rivals, it is Marvel Overwatch. Like it just is. There's no shaking that. There's no arguing it. It is. I wrote like a lengthy preview and a top 5 starter characters to use over on But Why Though. If you're curious, go check those out. because they gave me my code, but I am really loving it, and I'm loving it as a solo player. I actually think that it is very fast. It is really overwhelming. There's a lot going on at first, and it can be off-putting. Yeah, like when you're in it, there's stuff popping off all the time. There's a lot of visuals going on the screen at the same time when you're in the mix. I really have fallen in love with Scarlet Witch. She just shreds people. Spidey is a character I'm trying to get better with, but he's just tough to use. Turn off easy swing if anybody's trying to play with him. Makes his swinging a lot more manageable and a lot easier to use. I'm really loving it though. Like even as a solo player, the team up system that they have that lets you, combo abilities depending on who's on the field. I'm making conscious picks depending on who my team is picking. And even though I'm not talking to them or working alongside them, directly in comms, I feel like the teamwork comes across because you need to work together to get to those team ups are ridiculously strong. There's a lot going on there. And a lot of the rounds that I've played, the team is kind of filled out as it's needs to, but I also don't have a problem playing healers and tanks and healers. So for me, role filling has been great. I think every character is worthwhile. I've come across every character a good amount of times, and like playing Concord, for example, I feel like I was playing against the same 5 or 6 hero free gunners the entire time with Marvel Rivals. I've seen every single hero a lot, and every single hero seems viable. I've played against incredible Iron Mans. I've played against trash Iron Mans. I've played across incredible Punishers. I've played against trash Punishers. There is balance that needs to be done. There is work that needs to be done. The game doesn't have a ton of like impact to it. But I find that the DualSense helps mitigate that because it gives it that oomph. I can see playing on mouse and keyboard might not feel the same way, but I am really, really loving it. The microtransactions are my biggest question moving forward. They've already over the course of the beta, they've already introduced new heroes in Thor and Jeff the Landshark, and they're both fantastic. The microtransactions playing the beta will get you a free Venom skin if you hit rank 30, and then like a free nameplate if you get to 40.
And if you get to 6, you can invite people into the thing.
Yeah, but the code system is a mess. I have not been able to pull one code from that.
Really?
They're gone.
Level 6.
Yeah, they're gone immediately. I think I'm level 24 or something like that on the battle pass because I really want that Venom skin because I do like playing as Venom. But like so far over the course of I would say probably 12 hours that I've played, I've been able to almost unlock like half the skins that are in there. I feel like it's a new skin at least every 2 to 3 hours with the way that the game is currently tuned and the price of the skins in the shop. Because obviously you can't put real money into it now. It's just a beta. But I feel like right now it feels appropriately tuned, with the only thing that I would say is that playing matches once you finish like your dailies and your challenges just gives you more currency to use for skins, and it does not give you any more battle pass progression. I would like to see every match hit that pass at least a little bit, because it kind of feels pointless to play after you've finished your dailies and your challenges, which do give you enough to move that battle pass on a decent amount. But I do feel like it does need some work on that front. But like I'm loving it.
So skins is a nugget you care about?
Oh, in a game like this, I mean, skins is a big piece of it, right? Like that's going to be what the microtransactions will be built around. And like for me, I love Venom. That Cyan skin is beautiful. I care more about them here than I do in Overwatch because it's third person. I can actually see the skin that I'm using, while Overwatch would charge you through the nose through skins that you can't even see. So I think Marvel Rivals has a ton of potential, and I really do think it could be the new reigning king of hero shooters if it sticks to landing. The maps are good, the combat's great, the kits are interesting. I feel like there's some tuning that needs to go in, but I'm really hopeful based on my time with it so far, and I'm locked in. I keep playing it.
Between this and Concord, what do you play?
This easy. Okay. Like not even a doubt.
So do you think Concord is
gonna honestly
have issues?
I think it will. I think it will. Well, this one, at least Concord is going to have a while before this game actually launches, because this is set for 2025 at some point. We don't have a date.
Right.
So Concord will have time.
It feels polished. For someone who's played it, it feels very polished.
It does feel very polished. Yeah. I do think Concord needs to figure out what it wants to be. And I think the tuning across the characters needs a lot of work, because some of those characters are fantastic and some of them are useless. While in Marvel Rivals, every character seems viable. So if you want to put in the time to learn your favorite, you can be good with them. You can be incredibly effective in what you're doing. So there's a lot there. Rice, are you? Where's Marvel Rivals at for you?
Man.
Are you a big Overwatch guy? Were you a big Overwatch guy? Does this do anything for you?
So no, I wasn't. I am quite new to hero shooters. So it's not like I have a bias towards them or anything. That said, I am incredibly biased towards Marvel. So like I am drawn by like what I'm noticing here. I haven't played it yet, but like what I'm noticing from everything is like, man, as someone who appreciates comics, I really love the art style and direction of this game. It's pretty. And I to your point about skins, right? Like because I appreciate all of that like stuff that's been drawn on paper for comics, like I'm definitely incentivized to get more skins and more costumes for these characters. And like there are obviously a little bit of clash of opinions here in terms of whether or not to play solo, but I would love to try it solo. I do kind of enjoy when I can play a game that's multiplayer solo. So I'm gonna take your advice and your thoughts with a grain of salt, and hopefully enjoy once I get my hands on it. Man, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by everything that you guys are
all
saying.
this game makes me want to do is play multiple Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, and I'm not getting that game. So it's like,
oh, I mean, Ultimate Alliance is good.
That's a goated.
Yeah. There's no conversation.
Listen, Marvel, give me a good game. Don't give me the I want your money game. Just give me the game I want. Like, I don't know. Like, I just wish this is just. I feel like so many developers are going down this path of gotcha mechanics and want to have at least their hand in my wallet the whole time I'm playing a game, and I'm kind of getting annoyed.
I get that.
I get that. I will say, like, we still don't know. I'm hoping Rivals Heroes will be free. I do hope that, and I hope like the skins are going to be the monetization aspect. If they're going to start making you pay for heroes, I think that's awful. We don't know what the monetization plans are as of yet. But I am kind of curious to see how it fills out. But real quick too, Deadpool Wolverine. We're not spoiling anything. Awesome, loved it. Had so much fun with it. We'll talk about it a little bit more once.
I'm gonna see it on Friday,
and once Court sees it. Rice, have you seen it yet?
No, this week. So we'll talk about it next week.
We'll talk about it next week.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Personally, loved it. We'll talk more next week. Let us know. Sorry, last thing that I want to mention, because while you were talking, Rice, I did not really enjoy playing Concord by myself. I found it it just wasn't enjoyable. I found myself getting steamrolled. I have played all of my 12 hours with Rivals by myself.
Interesting.
And I'm locked in and keep coming back for more.
Okay.
So that would be my answer.
Now, Matt.
Yeah.
You unapologetically have an extreme Marvel bias. I wouldn't say it's a little one. It's an extreme.
100%.
So could your fondness of playing solo have a lot to do with the world and the characters?
No, because I feel like the gameplay is just fun. Me coming to this game.
Okay, so you're just in denial. That's fine.
Me coming to this game is because it's Marvel. I would not be playing a free-to-play NetEase hero shooter if it wasn't Marvel. So my buy-in is because of the characters. The reason that I'm staying is because the game is a lot of fun to play. Okay. So I will say that. And again, I'm the perfect demographic for this game. I love Overwatch. I love Marvel. Putting these two things together for me is exactly the space that I'd like to be in.
Yeah, and I truly think this, regardless of when either comes out, this game will, whatever other games around it, people are going to play it. Like, there's so many people online. I'll say this about it, this game. It is very quick to find a match. And this is a closed beta. It is so quick to find a match to play.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, matchmaking is quick. So yeah, I think it's doing a lot right. I'm excited to see more of it. I'm excited to keep playing it over the course of the beta, but we'll have more on it when it actually comes out next year.
Oh, and my review for College Football 25 it's online on Console Creatures. Go check it out.
Hey. Go check it out. Go check it out. Rice, what were you gonna say?
I was just saying that Magneto looks sick.
Magneto is a lot of fun to use. He's a tanky boy.
He's hard to use. I got killed.
He is hard to use
twice.
He's fun, but he's hard. Done. All right, let's hop into some news because we have a whole bunch of it. And let's kick things off with a bit of a controller rock block because we got two different PlayStation 5 DualSense announcements across. The first one, this is coming from GameSpot, written by Darren Bonthuys. I apologize for butchering your name. Sony's new limited edition PS5 controller is its best looking one so far. Concord has terrific art direction as DualSense proves it. I think this DualSense looks fantastic. It's a Concord specific DualSense. I love the look of it. It reminds me a lot of the Starfield
You know what? It's better than the God of War one. I thought that God of War one was terrible.
Agreed.
I like it.
Spider-Man one's so good though.
It's so good. Like it's so clean.
Like this to me, meh.
I really like the design of it, but us Canadians shouldn't even bother getting excited about it because it's not coming here.
That's why I didn't put it on the list, by the way.
I know, and it's only because we got this other announcement that I pulled it.
Okay.
Bobby, our overlord here, Console Creatures, reached out to PlayStation Canada.
Really is the overlord, for God's sakes.
They've confirmed that it is not coming to Canada. It'll be sold through PlayStation Direct in the States. But the one that is coming to Canada is coming from the PlayStation blog, an Astrobot controller.
This is fantastic.
Pre-order start August 9th. It's going to launch alongside the game.
Play the trailer.
Incredibly cute. I am all about this. I think it perfectly captures the look and feel of the game. The little eyes peeking out. Like, I'm locked in on this. This is an easy. I'm buying this day one.
The eyes look. If it looks like these eyes closed and shut, not just like the eyes peeking out. Did you notice when they were using it in the trailer there, the eyes moved?
I really wonder if that's going to be the case.
Well, I did
see them.
You'd have to put a screen in there, right?
You would need to use some sort of LED. They have the LED lights underneath.
It looks like Astrobot. Like, I think this
Yeah.
is so much better than the Concord one. Like, if you look at it, just get the controller on the screen. So if you look at it, you have the eyes there, but that, like, the little dots for the speaker, it's almost like a mouth.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's sick.
It's really, really sharp. Like I think this is a good one. I just think the Concord one is like, I don't know. It's like, it looks like a bunch of stickers on a controller. Like, this looks like a controller. Like, I appreciate PlayStation doing this because, Matt, you and I have been complaining about this for years, how they don't do controllers for their games.
Yeah.
Unlike Xbox, who puts out a new one every week and thinks we're going to buy them. But this is very well done. Like, even like the little concave, if you look down in the grips, there actually is like a little iceberg. If you go down, you see it? You see the little concave there? Like, the attention to detail
that's
is spot on.
The coloring, like the metallic blue, the whites, like it pops really nicely. I don't see anything about the controller, the eyes moving. It just says
so that's just the video.
Eyes. But I think this is a knockout. Like, this is a knockout of the park. I think it looks great. I'm 100% dialed in on this. I love this design.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to get two, just because I know my son's gonna love playing with it, and I also know that he's gonna wreck it. So
Matt knows this. So I sold my Spider-Man 2 controller, and the guy that bought it from me was on his 4th.
Oh my goodness.
So he's like, it's the only controller I use. And I was like, dude, you just paid $150 for this thing. Like, I really think that you shouldn't use this. And he's like, well, you're the only one selling one. I was like, all right, man. But like, you just told me you've gone through 4 of them. I'm like, what are you playing on this? Like, you don't want to know. I'm like, okay.
Like, raging through these controllers. Like, God.
Well, maybe if he's playing like Street Fighters and stuff like that, like, I get it. Like
sure.
I use, when I play my sports games, I only use the Dual Sense Edge. Like, only the Edge, because if I ruin the sticks, I can switch it.
Yeah, true.
Because
true.
Those are stick heavy games, right? So I could see if the guy's doing like Street Fighter or something like that. Like,
that's a good point. Yeah, a fighting game
that controller.
Yeah, or maybe he's playing COD and just getting real mad and slamming it into the ground and shattering it.
COD people are weird.
It happens. Let's stay on the PlayStation first party rock block, because our next story, Concord will not have a battle pass. Free post-launch content has been teased.
This is good.
Written by Tom Ivan. Single player training modes and more are also confirmed for launch. And an info dump designed to answer some of players' most common questions during the game's recently concluded beta. Its developer also discussed progression maps, modes, and plans for post-launch content. Concord does not have a battle pass, the studio confirmed. We wanted to focus our attention on making Concord a rewarding and robust experience on day one, where just playing the game, leveling up your accounts and characters, and completing job yields meaningful rewards. It also said the progression rewards available in the beta were just a small selection of the unlockable items included in the game when it's launching on August 23rd. Hundreds of items to customize your free gunners. You just earn by playing the games, completing jobs, leveling up the account. It's all cosmetic. It's going to be 12 maps. They have lots of stuff planned. They're going to be talking about the post-launch roadmap very soon. Thoughts and feelings, my friends?
So this is something we said right off the bat when they very first announced it. If you're going to make me pay for an online multiplayer game, then you can't have a battle pass that you're going to make me pay for. And they don't. So at least they're holding up that end of the bargain, and maybe they're getting ahead of some bad press that would come along with, hey, you have to pay $40 for this game. And oh, by the way, you have to pay for a battle pass too. So cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rice.
Yeah, and I think that there has to be, at least from the general response, while positive, also like just the numbers. They need more numbers to kind of support this, and so this is a wise move, I think.
I think that it's a good call, but one of my major issues with the beta was the progression and the unlocks that they had. Nothing that I unlocked made me feel like it was worth chasing the level ups.
Yes.
So I feel like depending on what this battle, I don't have an issue with the battle pass, a free battle pass. Like I think Helldivers does it well, where they have your free battle pass and they have like the premium one, but the premium one,
their one is perfect.
You can buy into. Like I do think Helldivers does it right, but especially because a lot of these things that you're unlocking in Helldivers are meaningful upgrades. It's different because it's PvE. You can have guns and stuff in there without it kind of breaking the game. I just want to see what these unlocks look like, because again, I have a hard time caring about cosmetics in first-person shooters. Like you can make your free gunners look however you want them to look like. I am not seeing them when they're playing. Other people are seeing me, but I am not seeing it.
I just feel bad. I think this game is dead. Like I really feel unfortunate for Firewalk here. I think this game is dead on arrival. Like I truly think it is.
I think that like it really needs to figure out.
I don't think they should release it. I think they should delay it.
I think so. I agree. I think they should push it back and kind of tune out what this needs to be, because like
I played a game that I'm not interested in that's better just now.
Yep.
And that told me right there. Like I played Concord, and I know you really liked it at first, and I was like, I don't know, it's not clicking. I can see why Marvel Rivals clicks. I cannot see why Concord clicks.
I still think Concord is mechanically sound. I think there is something there if they figure it out. I just think the heroes need work. I think the progression needs work. I'm happy that they're not charging you for a battle pass, but still, why am I leveling up? If it's like business card stuff, if it's like basic skins that change a little bit that I can't even see. I will say I do like that Concord's variants do have different abilities and stuff there, so there is meaningful things to chase there, but like I don't see why I'm doing it. With Rivals, I have a very clear progression path, and because it is a battle pass, I have a very clear thing that I'm working towards. If they don't want to call it a battle pass, at least have something to say like, okay, here's what you're going to unlock at level 5, here's what you're going to unlock at level 10. Like make me excited about spending the time and the effort to get there, because on Rivals I'm like, I have to hit 30. I want that Venom skin. Like I'm locked in. I want it. Give me a reason to be invested.
Or make it free to play.
I think that might be a serious thing to consider.
Launch it on PlayStation Plus. I think they have no choice but to do that. I will see what they do, but if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised if months later they're like, "Oh, it's on PlayStation Plus now. Like, please play our game."
I was about to ask you. Let me ask you this. Let's say it comes out, and let's say it misses. The player count isn't what it needs to be. How long till it hits Plus?
I think they have no choice. If they don't do it within 3 months, the game's dead. And I would actually lean to Rice on this because he plays these games. How long until the game is dead and it's over? Like, what was that one that Cliff Belinsky came out with that died? Battleborn? Was it Battleborn?
See, I don't even know.
I don't even remember anymore.
Like that the game died, right?
I do know what you're talking about, but I'll check. But Rice, what do you think?
Unless they come out with some like big guns to incentivize players, I would give it anywhere in between 2 to 3 months. And the only way that it comes back is if like it comes back in a meaningful and in a huge way, right? With reports coming back being positive. So there's a lot of there's just a lot of stuff to make up for kind of the lacklusterness that we've experienced thus far. And I want it to succeed. I really do, because Concord, like the moments that I had fun were fun, but it is not a consistent flow of incentivized content. Like, give me a reason to grind. I
100%.
grind Destiny 2 because like I want to get those guns, I want to get those like collectibles, but like even just not being able to read the UI was quite a disappointment. So yeah, man, I wanted to win, although like they're up against the ropes here.
Yeah, agreed. Lawbreakers.
Lawbreakers.
I think Battleborn was another game that in that ilk that came out and failed. So I don't think you're
Lawbreakers.
too far
That
off
was
it.
the one where like everybody, like even the people who had early access, they're like, oh, this game's so fun. And then it came out and like no one played it. And I feel like, when's Concord's release date?
August like 21st, 23rd, something like that.
Yikes.
And yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I think they need to figure it out.
Astrobot is going to eat its lunch, and it's a single player game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hop into our next piece of news. Speaking of things that may have been dead on arrival, PSVR2 Steam app is officially launching next month. This is coming.
Thank God I sold mine. They're also on sale.
Written by Jordan Midler. We are getting the Steam app enabling the PSVR2 headset to play Steam games. Is coming in August. According to the Steam page, the app will allow players to play VR apps and games on Steam using your PSVR2 headset and controllers. Set up your PSVR2, update the firmware, and adjust settings. You're going to need the adapter that will be launching at $59.99 USD.
So $70 Canadian?
I would probably guess $79.99.
75.
Maybe $74.99. Yeah, could be that. You're also going to need a special DisplayPort cable. And yeah, so it's coming. We know that.
Not even that, Matt. Did you see the sale that it went on in the UK?
Yeah, and in the States now.
Yeah, official. It's not just a sale. That's its new price.
Oh,
is it a price cut? I thought it was just a sale.
Well, that was in the UK. It was a price cut, and so everybody in the world is going to get it.
Interesting.
It's
I
selling.
thought it was just a sale.
Well, that's a big sale.
It is a big sale. Yeah, it hit US too. So I wonder if it's just a matter of time.
Is it $150 off?
Something like that. I wonder if it's just a matter of time before it hits Canada, because it hit the States as well.
I haven't seen a Ute in the wild. Interesting enough, I looked this weekend. I was at a couple different Walmarts. I was at the mall. Did not see them anywhere.
I've still seen them around. I
didn't go to Best Buy. I'm sure they're there.
Walmart, my local Walmart, I still saw them. I saw them at Costco as well. So they're still in the wild.
How adult of you going to Costco already? Eh? He has a kid, and Matt's like, I'm going to Costco.
Oh no, we've been going to Costco.
Did you? Okay, so I saw that because now we're on Costco. I saw the most epic thing the other day. A buddy of mine, he showed me. Do you know if you take a slice of pizza from Costco and then put the hot dog and wrap the hot dog in the pizza slice, it becomes epic.
Yep.
So Rice is like, I didn't know this is a thing, and everybody was like, dude, this is the best.
I have never heard of that.
So good.
Their hot dogs make my tum hurt.
Really?
I have no problem with their pizza. Their hot dogs usually don't hit my stomach very well.
That's not good.
I mean,
guys,
he won't let us derail anything. Eh? He just keeps going.
We have a lot of news. I'm trying to keep us on track.
You're good.
Right, this train, choo choo. Does this do anything for PSVR 2? Do you think that this is can it revive some of the sales? Can it do anything to give Sony more confidence?
I don't think it'll revive some of the sales, though. I think it'll make the people that bought one feel that they have a reason to play it again. That's all. Like, as someone who just recently sold his because I felt seriously misled.
Yeah.
I kind of I knew I had to sell it now, otherwise I was gonna, and I'm glad I did because this whole price drop thing.
Yeah, the timing.
I felt I needed to do it before the adapter came out, because once the adapter came out, there wouldn't be as many people that want to buy one because they'd use it for a little bit and then the market would get flooded with all these people trying to sell their PSVR 2. So it's like, I'm going to do it now because these other people are going to wait so they can play Assassin's Creed and Batman and Half-Life Alyx. But after you play those 3 games, like, who cares? Like, let's be honest.
The problem that I have with this, like, well, I do think it's cool that they're opening it up. Like, it is a severely worse experience on PC when you compare to what you can do with the PS5, right? Like, the Sense controllers won't even work as well as they do. Like, it's not going to have a lot of the tracking and stuff that you need. Like, I feel like that it is a lesser experience on top of the cables that you need, on top of the adapter that you need, on top of you needing a PC, a VR ready PC to be able to run and play any of this stuff. for me, I don't know how much my PC would be able to handle a lot of VR games. They're demanding, and you need a proper setup for them. So the reason I got my PSVR2 and the reason I got a Quest 3 is because I don't need a PC to be able to enjoy VR and play it properly. I don't need I have my PS5 that handles all of the tech side of it. So I'm curious to see how many PS5 players that own a PSVR2 have a computer that is going to be strong enough to be able to run VR games anyway. Because I feel like that was kind of the big, one of the big sells for PSVR2 was all you need is your PS5.
Right.
Right. So I don't know, dude. I'm really curious about what this is going to do for it, because it sucks that like it's fantastic tech.
Sure.
And it's just being left to die. So Court, let me ask you this. Will you pre-order PSVR 3?
No. I think I told you this. I'll probably wait and try and get a used MetaQuest 3. And that's what I'm going to go with because I want to play Batman.
It was also just on sale, or it is on sale.
Yeah, I want it cheaper than that. Because I don't think I'm a VR enthusiast. I think the tech is great. It's fun, but I don't want to have the goggles on. And
you could also use it for remote play.
Yeah, that's what you use it for. You could also use it for porn. I'm not going to do that either. It's just
sure, Cord.
I just don't see my future in the next couple months needing this device.
Fair.
Or any, like I said, I just sold my Xbox. I still have one, but it's like I don't know, man. Fair. I don't need this. I don't need this stuff anymore.
Perhaps this caters to like who invests in the ecosystem.
But Overlord invests. Like
yeah.
PlayStation, that's twice now, man. They put out the PSVR 1 and they burned Matt.
Right.
And Matt was like, dude, they're gonna like there's no way they're doing it for this. Matt sold me on PSVR 2 and he knows it.
Yeah.
And I bought it and I was like, dude, this thing is awesome. And then 3 months later, I'm like, they have not given me anything. And then 6 months later, I'm like, they still, and then a year later, I said to Matt, I'm like, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Especially because like the original PSVR, at least they were like, it was a proof of concept. You know what I mean? For me buying into it, I was like, I got enough that I was happy with it, but I can also understand that it's their first step into it. The second one will be better. And it was tech wise, but there was no software support. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. And that's the thing about the kind of, it's VR is for the consumer that wants to invest in kind of the tech that's ahead. And I do believe that, I mean, the average consumer who's buying VR stuff is going to look for something like versatility. That software support has to be there. I mean, tech can be great, but like if it's not adaptable to other stuff, then I don't know that it's future proofed.
That's a good point.
Unless you are just, super PlayStation ecosystem enthusiast,
Fair. It's a good point. I guess we'll see once this comes out if it actually does anything for anybody, but we'll keep an eye out. Let's hop into our next story because we did touch on Helldivers 2, so let's dive in a little bit deeper. Coming from Console Creatures ourselves, written by who wrote this one? So Bobby. It was Bobby, Overlord Bobby.
Overlord.
Helldivers.
You gotta get him a t-shirt that says Overlord.
I know, right? To receive Escalation of Freedom update on August 6th. It's a free update, and it's going to be the biggest one yet. Community manager Catherine Baskin said that there's going to be new pieces of content, new missions, objectives, enemies, planets for both veteran and new characters. There will now be a massive bot fortress. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff coming. Court, does this do anything to get you to back into Helldivers?
If you guys play it, I think I'm in again. But I only liked playing this game when I was playing with you and Steve and like everybody else. And like once I wasn't playing with friends, this game wasn't fun anymore. Because I need to laugh at my friend or I wasn't laughing the same. Yeah, the moments.
Yeah.
This game was about playing with friends. Hard. Very hard. You could play by yourself, but it never was the same.
No, it totally wasn't. I think this is well timed. I mean, it seems like a decent content offering. I think in an appropriate amount of time to get people to come back. Similarly, I like if you guys are hopping back in, I probably will too, because like Court said, the best parts of Helldivers was playing with friends, and I don't know if I'm be invested enough to go back in solo. But like I'm glad it's happening. I'm glad it's free. It seems like a good offering.
Yeah, it's a good point that like I have a lot of friends that just really leaned into Helldivers, and I was like, I love that for them. I didn't like dive in as hard, but like I hopped in, I was able to fill in for people. It was fun. Like you said, those moments are just like gold. And it's great. It's great for content. Um I will probably jump back in. It's a free update. I
Mhm.
have the game. I'm gonna check it out, see if it does play any better solo. But I will probably be hopping into a few games with some friends. But that's what incentivizes me as well, is that other people who love this game will be playing it, and I love those people. So yeah, I'm gonna jump in because of those reasons.
Let's play with the three of us. Let's the
Let's
weekend
do
when it
it.
comes out. Let's hop in the three of us.
Done.
We
Because
can all
we
talk
didn't
about.
do Concord.
I
We do not
still,
do
hey,
Concord.
this is how much I think I knew I was gonna. I haven't deleted this off my console yet
Right.
for space.
Here,
Like it
I don't
just
think I
sits
have
there. I'm
either.
like, I'll keep it there.
Yeah.
Let's hop in August 6th. That weekend
Bet.
we'll hop in and run some together. 'Cause, yeah, I think this is awesome. Good update.
Awesome.
Good update. Speaking of updates, coming once again from us over here at Console Creatures, we have a new PS5 beta. It launched back on the 25th. Includes personalized 3D audio profiles, update remote play settings, and adaptive charging. Let's see here. 3D audio profiles. You'll be able to create an in-game experience that better fit how you game. You'll have to go through a bunch of sound quality tests to optimize the experience, but you'll be able to do so. Remote play is going to be able to. What is this? The primary user can modify who can remotely play through the console. I guess it's like a safety setting.
Oh,
Yes,
interesting.
it's like yes, it is.
Yeah, and then the final one is a DualSense adaptive charging feature, but it's only if you have the new slim model of the PS5. That is not for everyone.
Yeah, and I think what the 3D audio setting is for it is to make it better. Remember when they put in Dolby Atmos, Matt, and I was like all excited, and then I was like, it's not. I'm like, I don't notice it, and I think they realized that it wasn't quite there. It was almost there, but I'm very curious on this. I'm a huge sound guy, and so I'm gonna check that out. I haven't done like a little test in my basement yet because our consoles all updated. So I'm going to check it out and let you know that if they did, because I felt the Atmos didn't work. It only worked on the headset. It was supposed to work on the console itself, and it didn't.
Right. Because for those of us who do care like about an audio experience, I would say for the most part, like we care and know what the difference. And so if there isn't a discernible difference, then it's kind of like meh. So yeah, I'm really hoping that this is a solid update.
And Xbox had a noticeable difference.
Right.
Yeah, like it for someone who has a sound system in his basement, I was just like, okay, when I'm on the Xbox and I put in the same game, and actually I used Destiny as a test because I had it on both consoles. So I would throw on Destiny, and you'd have the beginning of the ship, and you'd have the music. And I'm like, oh, okay, because you can hear the ship coming from one side of the screen to the other.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, I throw it on the PlayStation. I'm like, nope. And then I put it on my headphones, and I'm like, it kind of did it. It didn't though, because PlayStation wanted to do 3D audio instead of Dolby Atmos. And then when they said they had Dolby Atmos, I was super excited, but they didn't have Dolby Atmos.
It didn't hit.
Didn't hit it.
Well, I'm excited to hear your thoughts on the audio. I think I'm curious to see whether you think it's a meaningful upgrade.
On a story that didn't show up, I forgot to put it in, and I doubt you have it in here. Did you know that the PlayStation Portal is still selling crazy?
No, I did not.
Extremely well.
People want a handheld, man. Give us the Vita 2.
And their sales actually increased when they changed the Wi-Fi, that you could use it in a hotel and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was a severe flaw that should have been addressed at launch.
Yeah.
It was the reason I bought one, and I told Matt, I went for a work trip, and I came back, and I was so close to, I had to return it that day. I was like to Matt, I was like, I got to drive to like 45 minutes to go return this thing, because I drove far to go get it. And I returned mine because I was like, I brought it for a weekend. And I was like, I used my iPad. I'm like, we're done.
Yeah, can't even use it.
Yeah.
I have one of my best friends actually just got one, and he's really impressed with it so far. Like,
I thought it was an amazing handhold. When I used it in the house, I thought it was fantastic. I like the screen. I like the feel of it. It wasn't heavy. I think they did a very good job. I think I would have kept it if it wasn't for that Wi-Fi thing at the very beginning.
Yep, there you go. I just want an actual new handheld from them.
I want a Vita. Like, let's be honest.
I want a Vita too. Yeah. Let's hop into some breaking news before we round out with a couple of stories, because we got our first gameplay trailer for Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. This is hitting into PlayStation Plus day and date in September. I think this looks not great.
You know what? As someone who just finished watching all the Harry Potters with his daughter, I 100% agree with you, but I'm going to tell you this right now.
I'm probably going to play it.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
It's coming to Plus. I'll try it.
So many people are going to play this game because you know what it looks like?
Rocket
looks like Quidditch Fortnite. That's literally what it looks like. And people play the living daylights out of that trash game all the time.
Yeah, I think it looks like Quidditch Rocket League. Like that's
like
that is exactly.
But I don't think the looks is it's about gameplay. And I shouldn't I shouldn't call Fortnite a trash game because I did like it. I just find it to be repetitive and it's the same thing and I just don't care. Right. But this looks the exact same to me. And I think that it'll find a player base, but it's all a matter of will they keep that player base. People are going to play it because they like Harry Potter, and then they're going to get over it if it's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it has some tight Quidditch play, then I mean it's free on PlayStation Plus. I might check it out. But yeah, I just saw this break and I was like, let's bring this up quick because
this looks like something I would play on my phone.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, mobile game. Oh my god,
this looks like a PS2 tie-in. Like that's what this looks like.
This looks like a mobile game. It looks like a mini game in a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, it looks like a mini game in a Harry Potter game. Like if you told me that this was supposed to be part of Hogwarts Legacy,
Hogwarts Legacy, yeah.
But yeah, dude, it definitely looks like something.
It's made by Epic. I didn't even know that. So it is. It is literally Fortnite
it's in
Quidditch.
That style. There you go.
It is Fortnite Quidditch.
And also, J.K. Rowling sucks ass. So
100%, she's a terrible human.
Yeah.
But what I think has happened here is they were going to put Quidditch in Fortnite, and then they were like, you know what we could do? We like money, so let's just make the game as a separate thing, and we can get more money because Hogwarts Legacy, with all the negative press, still as of right now is the #1 selling game. Like
it's still sold like crazy. Yeah. I actually think it probably would have been better off if it was part of Fortnite. I feel like more people probably would have played it, and it probably would have been a better experience.
You would have had to, like, when they put Lego and stuff, you didn't have to pay for that. Nope. I think that's what they've decided, that they were like, we can make people pay for this.
They think. I don't think this thing is going to sell.
We'll see.
I don't know. Let's round out with a couple stories coming from, once again, us here about Assassin's Creed Shadows, because Ubisoft has addressed Assassin's Creed Shadows concerns with the Japanese community following the Yasuke controversy.
Dude, Bobby's editor's note in this is the best, by the way.
Basically, Ubisoft put out a statement basically being like, oh, sorry, like, I don't know. It
was a weird one.
And then, Bobby said it. We all know that the statement is something Ubisoft didn't have to do. It addresses those who never plan to play Assassin's Creed Shadows and only want to feel like something they have something important to do, to say.
I felt there was like this vocal minority that continued to go after it, led by what's that douchebag?
Grums, that absolute moron.
The biggest douchebag on the internet was pushing this over and over and over again. And then you had historical people that like do this for a living be like, no, you are incorrect. And he's like, no, I don't care. I want to push my agenda and I'm just going to keep pushing it. Just like they went after Concord. You know what? I'm not going to do it. Nope, not going to do it right now. Nope, it's enough.
I feel you, bro.
It's stupidity. Like Ubisoft did not, like, this of all things, Ubisoft should have just ignored. It would have gone away. Now these people feel emboldened, like they actually feel like they have a voice and people are hearing them.
Yes.
Like, are you serious? I'd be so curious how many of this petition that was going on, how many of those were actually Japanese players living in Japan? Because I guarantee you, so many of these were probably white dudes living in fucking Kansas.
Did they even get mad? Like, Ezio is not a real human being. He was never living in Rome. Like, come on, man.
It's just ridiculous. It's so stupid. And to give it
at the beginning of every Assassin's Creed game, it says that it's based on historical facts.
Of fiction,
It's a work of fiction. It's based on historical facts. It is not historical facts. And that's the best part about it. It's like, do you get mad at Indiana? Like, come on, man.
People be crying.
I'm sure if the little pumpkinhead overlord said something, they would be totally okay with it and think it's fine.
Listen, they're only pissed because it's a black character. That's it.
Facts.
There's no rationale. There's no reason. There's no logic here. People are pissed.
They're pissed because it's a black character and the other one's a female character. Let's be honest here.
Yeah,
because they have no
100%.
character that they can think like.
Yeah, nobody would bat an eye if it was just a white dude. Like none of these people would be complaining.
Tom Cruise, Last Samurai, people ate that shit up. Terrible movie, by the way, but they ate it up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel like this is just ridiculous. It even hit like Japanese government at some point. There was a story going around with they're literally like one of the like ridiculous.
Yes. As we know, the Japanese government is always so good for the people.
Dude, but if it's even like this like fringed alt-right Japanese like group that like even lost their party status because they were awful people, like brought it up and the government was like, we don't care. Why are you talking to us about this? What does this matter? So it's like people are just
it's a video game, people. Like I put something in a Discord chat and Matt saw it, and I was a little angry this weekend because I was just like, I am so sick and tired, but I don't want to add fuel to the fire. But it's just like, why does everybody have to complain about every little tiny thing? And if your whole semblance of your social media embodiment is to be negative or to go after people for anything, I want to tell you something. You're not a hero. You're just an asshole. That's all you are. Man. You are a giant asshole. If you have if I go through your tweets, and I unfollowed a ton of people this weekend, if I go through your social media persona, hey, Matt, I use the word persona, and it is like 3 tweets, and all 3 of them are you just being an asshole. I don't want to know you. I don't want to be a part of you. I don't want you. I don't care. And go away.
It's always those people that were like, we're such positive influencers. We're such good voices. Like we just care about gaming. It's like, no, you don't. You're an asshole. Shut up. Go away. You won't be this bad. I promise you.
If everything about your social media persona is just to go out there and clob on to the brand new thing that you need to be upset about and say that you're not upset about because you're like, I'm not offended by anything, you are, but you're literally offended by like literally a fart in the wind.
Right.
Please just go away.
Book a therapy session.
Yeah, seriously.
Yep.
Touch grass. You're not mad at me. You're mad at your dad.
I'll say this. As of today, my timeline is so cleansed. It's unbelievable. Yeah. I'm not on social media as much as I used to be, but I was like today, I hopped on. I'm like, oh my God, it's just people talking about an Astrobot controller and a little bit of hockey. This is fantastic. Yay. I didn't see anything about politics. I saw nothing. It was fantastic.
Best. Yeah, I've been working my block and mute buttons heavy lately.
If I want to know about what's going on in politics, I'll go watch the news.
Totally, man.
I'm not doing that on my social media. My social media is for me to be escaping from the world, not to see more of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Inspire.
Just be a good person, you absolute morons. Right. Speaking of absolute morons, our last story before we head into questions.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, we have a question from Steve Vigvaria. I was like, oh, this is impressive.
Nope. Hollywood video game actors vote to strike over AI protections. This is coming from CBC.
Hey, did you like I put a CB? No one covered it. How about this? No one covered this.
I know. Hollywood video game performers voted to go on strike Thursday, throwing part of the entertainment industry and another work stoppage after talks for a new contract with major video game studios broke down over artificial intelligence protections. The strike will begin 12:01 PT Friday, comes after nearly 2 years of negotiations with gaming giants, including divisions of Activision, Warner Bros., Walt Disney, over a new interactive media agreement. The last video game voice actors and motion capture performers belonging to the SAG-AFTRA union went on strike in 2016. But they're basically coming in and they're being, without guardrails, game companies could use trained AI to replicate an actor's voice or create a digital replica of their likeness without consent or fair compensation. So basically, a lot of the issues here is that, like, you know, once they have to motion capture, right? They capture your entire body, your voice when you're doing a lot of these performances. They can just go in and change stuff and not pay you properly for it. I am like. By the way, let's just clarify real quick. I wasn't talking about the actors as the morons. It's the companies who are trying to shoehorn AI.
Because they're trying to make more. They're trying to figure out a way to not pay people for their work. That's all they're trying to do. What they were talking about, because I know that some voice actors, if you remember, they were letting AI and they were trying to sell it. Like, here's my voice, you can sell it. And I think they realized how stupid they were. Because you're really just losing. They want to be able to be like, okay, we really wanted you to say this. We don't need you to come in to do any more. We're just going to do it ourselves. But it's a slippery slope. If the actors and all the voice actors said, well, you can do that, then they can be like, well, we can just
do anything.
do anything we want. We don't even need you for the next game.
We're going to pay you a $10 license rather than paying you the $100 it would cost you to come in and do these. We're just going to pay you a $10 licensing fee. And guess what? We already have your voice. Too bad.
Yeah, that's ass.
Like, and I'm actually shocked on the web pages. No one was covering this. I was in shock. So I was like, I'll pull up CBC, news stations that actually covered it. But video game web pages, everybody stayed the F away from it. And I don't know why.
Interesting.
It's crazy because it's like, power to the voice actors. Like, again, like the only stuff that I saw going on around were like GTA 6 affected by this. It's like, who gives a shit about
No, it wasn't. So GTA came out and said they won't be. But guess what? When people are going to get mad about this? When all these games get delayed next year. When next year, all these games that are supposed to come out at the end of next year, they won't be because that voice acting stuff hasn't been done. And you can bet on it. One of those games will be Wolverine and people are going to lose their minds.
Probably. All the power to the voice actors. We'll keep an eye on the story as it changes, but all the power to them. I hope you guys get what you need because
for sure,
fuck AI.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got some friends who do voice work and that they are very, very vocal about, as they should be, about issues like this. So, man, that sucks. That sucks.
I don't know if you saw the post going around Twitter that was like, there's a medical company that is now using AI to be able to detect signs of breast cancer 5 years before it actually really develops.
That's cool.
Why not use it for shit like that? To actually help people, not take away from people.
Right.
Idiots. Let's hop into a few questions to round out the show. We got David Pietrangelo, good old Dave Petro from here over at
I don't know who that is. No.
Who is this? Is that always that gif he uses? Hi friends, if you could be the rival of anyone on the Rivals roster, who would it be? With love, Dave. So I'm going to pull it up real quick here. The Rivals roster, and who would be your rival in a Rivals roster? Because we got Star-Lord, Hela, Namor, Loki, Magic, Groot, Rocket, Luna, Snow, Black Panther, Iron Man, Hulk, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Magneto, Mantis, Penny Parker, Venom, and Adam Warlock. If you had to throw down, if you had a rival in one of these, who would it be?
Neymar? He just annoys me as a character altogether. He like grinds my gears. Like, it's actually funny when you watch The Boys how much they kind of make fun of him as a character. Like, 100% they're making fun of him every time. They're like, what are you gonna go talk to the fishies?
Him and Aquaman.
Yeah, straight up. Just all right.
Okay, so Court Solo's Namor. Rice?
Star-Lord.
Okay. Tell me why. Tell me about it.
I actually don't know why. I'm looking at I will give you a solid opinion once I've actually gotten my hands on the game.
Yeah, mine is just like Fish Guy sucks. Like,
and how like I understand their mechanics and how each character plays.
No, but if you Rice had to throw down,
you have to throw down.
Had to, that's a question.
You had a rival in one of these rivals. You know what I mean? Like they were your rival.
Yeah, definitely Rocket the Raccoon because I deal with
he's vulgar. Yeah.
Well, I just deal with a lot of his family in the backyard, and I'm really tired of these raccoons, guys.
They grind your gears.
I love that answer. And just to back you up a little bit, because I think we could take him. Mine would be Groot.
Nice.
Looking at this list, I feel like I would lose terribly to most of these. Groot's a tree. I feel like if I can get some fire and gain some distance, I feel like I can stand a chance, rivaling Groot because I don't. And plus, I feel like he's like a gentle giant. If I don't piss him off, maybe we could come to terms. Before I light the fire. I feel like there's a world there that could play out well.
Done.
Sumit Roy at Black Wyver writes in asking, I just watched Deadpool and Wolverine. It was such a fun ride. It got me thinking about a movie tie-in games that we used to have. Do you think there's an opportunity that's not being seized by Marvel and DC here, understanding that game dev time takes way longer than it used to? Cheers. Are we missing the movie tie-ins of old?
As the old, they were bad. Okay, like
largely speaking, there were a few gems in there.
Yeah, but there was. I would say you could have 10 games. One was a gem, and the rest were really bad. And even that, you would have the Disney games that would come out that were just some sicko made them and was like, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna make a game that's ridiculously hard for no reason, but it's pretty much the same game with a bit different background." I think with the dev cycle, I don't think you can. Because they used to make a movie tie-in game for everything. Dude, they made a movie tie-in game for a commercial for 7-Up. Like
Burger King?
Yeah, like they did it got a little crazy back in the day. Like if a movie came out, you knew it didn't matter what the movie was. As long as it had some sort of character in it, they're like, well, we can make a video game, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, all that. And 9 times out of 10, the games were all the same, or they were just a Mario clone with your character.
Yep.
So if they were going to do it, they would need to start making the game when the movie was in pre-production.
And the problem is that like a lot of these things, if you wanted to mirror the movie, like you're going to need the script and details ahead of time, which again, like Marvel and DC are very secretive about. On top of the fact that they do a lot of reshoots, these things change. They're not exactly set in stone, even when they start shooting. Right. So I feel like there's an opportunity here that's not being filled, but I don't really think it's one that's needed. I would rather them take their time. And like, if there's a Spider-Man movie coming out, Insomniac Spider-Man hits, and it's just like, it doesn't have to be a tie-in, but these are two things based on the same IP that are launching around the same time. 100%. I think that makes perfect sense. But like again, like Court was saying, majority of them, I think of like Spider-Man 2 and X-Men Origins Wolverine were probably the only good tie-in games off of the top of my head that were actually fun and meaningfully tied into their source material, but they also did more with it. So I feel like I miss them because even in their averageness, sometimes they were fun, but at the same time, I wouldn't trade what we have now in actual quality experiences. Just let them know that, we're making a Spider-Man movie, and just launch them around the same time. And I think that's fine.
I also think the medium has evolved. In the past, the video game needed the movie to sell. Nowadays, people make movies about the video game.
Well said.
And they can do what I'll give a perfect example. Myself and Rice, we like Bluey. Our kids like Bluey. They put out a Bluey video game. The tie-in was it was a full episode of Bluey as a video game. It was a whole new episode. I am totally fine with if they want to be in the canon and they can do their own thing.
Sure.
Like, you know how Marvel has their shorts? We'll make a Marvel shorts game. Like, if you want to have this idea, make it into a video. That's totally different. I think now that the mediums are their own thing now, and the one doesn't need the other to live anymore. And I would actually think in the future that movies, right now we have that whole comic book thing. We're going to have the whole, even though Borderlands is going to be terrible, we're going to have the whole, like, everybody wants to have a video game movie.
Yeah. And I actually kind of enjoy the separation. I mean, the tie-in, that was kind of novelty. And as Court was saying, that was just the time. And the only kind of positive thing that I got from those tie-ins were that they landed on some pretty hilarious top 10 worst video games like made ever. But yeah, I'm not looking for it. That's what
we just had one. That Avatar game for Ubisoft is bad.
That's true.
Yeah. Sorry, Rice, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, have you played the DLC, Court?
I tried. It's bad.
I wanted to see if it could like redeem the experience for me.
No, there's a lot about that game that's bad. And I think the first person is a huge issue with that game.
It was a mistake, yeah.
And there's nothing they can do about it now. I think that was a very bad design choice, especially with the characters you're using. But also, that sometimes when it does go to third person and you can see this lanky character, it's like, I get it. Like, you didn't want people making fun of it, but you needed to figure something out because this first person view in this is bad.
Yeah.
Our final question coming from K-Mad, directed at Court. How did you acquire the chin of a Greek god?
As I answered before, genetics. It's nothing.
I've been asking this like,
you got a good chin, dude.
Forever.
Got a good chin.
It is beautiful.
I got 2 of them sometimes.
Never.
I don't believe that for a second.
I don't believe that for a second.
No, not even a little bit.
Court does exercises in the mirror. Let's be real.
He does chin ups.
You're a beautiful man.
You're a beautiful, beautiful man. That brings us to the end of the episode, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and riding along with us. Court, if people wanted to see and hear more from you, where could they do so?
They can find me every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern on Three Dads and a Console, or you can find my writings here at Console Creatures.
Boom, boom, boom. What about you, the Hokage himself, Rice Boy?
Yo, what up? I am on Twitch, Rice Boy, BOYYY TV. You can find me on my link tree at that handle as well.
Go check Rice and Court out in all the places. Of course, you can find me here each and every week, and you can also find my words over at Console Creatures and butwhythough.net. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week. Peace.